Hello, hi, this is Fred, and today I'm in a farm where we are doing tomatoes through drip irrigation, and there is something interesting I find about drip irrigation comparing to other types of irrigation. I would like to take you through so that you can see the advantages of doing drip irrigation. I've seen so many farmers don't know about drip irrigation and don't use it, which is quite not good in farming business. So let me take you through this process of drip irrigation. I may not take you through installation. If I get a good technician, will train you on installing them. I'll teach you how to install them, but for now I want to take you through the advantages and the good part of drip irrigation and the reason why you should adopt this type of irrigation. The reason why I prefer drip irrigation over any other kind of irrigation is one, especially in tomato farming. Drip irrigation saves a lot of water. And remember, tomato farming or any other kind of farming, even the watermelon farming, capsicum farming, be it greenhouse or open field, you need to have enough water, and you need to do irrigation quite oftenly because the crop is in need of good water. And for you to supply this water or the needed amount of water, you need something that is giving sufficient water, something that you can do timing with, and something that will give the enough water that is needed, and only drip irrigation can do that. I do furrow irrigation, and this is just a testimonial, something I'm telling you. If you're in a position to do drip irrigation, go for it, regardless of how the small section of your drip is. Just do drip irrigation. When it comes to controlling fungal diseases in tomato farming or in any other kind of farming, it's very easier with the drip because like in a case of where we are doing furrow irrigation or the overhead irrigation using sprinkler, these leaves comes in contact with water, and remember they are very susceptible to fungal diseases, and the fungal diseases in most cases are brought in by water. But when it comes to drip irrigation, water irrigation takes place at the stem of every plant, so you avoid fungal diseases. So this is a good form of irrigation. Also, when it comes to saving water, I incur a lot of expenses when it comes to furrow irrigation because I'm unable to know, or I'm unable to give to give moderate water, or to give small amount of water. Remember, we fill the basin, the trenches with water. If you compare that with drip irrigation takes a quarter of the amount of water that I use in an acre. If I am using, let's say, for example, I'm using 20,000 liters in 1 acre per irrigation. If I end drip irrigation, I could be using around 5,000 liters, which is quite cheap to run the farm using drip irrigation, and comparing to other kind of irrigation. Also, drip irrigation, it's very easy to control weeds or to control any other fallen plant that is growing in the farm using drip irrigation. As you can see, the weeds are growing just where the plants are, and sometimes we do just uproot the weeds, or we remove the weeds by using herds, and this is because we are using drip irrigation here. And if it were for sprinkler irrigation or overhead irrigation, you cannot be able to control it because it will be germinating in all these parts, in every part of the bed, because the water is spreading all over. So it's very economical and it's very cheap to run a farm using drip irrigation. So I'm advising you farmers, don't say I cannot be able to run or to install drips because it's expensive. Just go take a small section, be it a quarter an acre, be it half an acre, be it 1 acre, and install drip irrigation and enjoy farming. Because remember, the cost of production is another thing when it comes to producing. Like we using overhead irrigation or using basin irrigation, we incur a lot of expenses as compared to those who are using drip irrigation because they are able to manage water. And remember, the science behind farming is water management. If you're able to manage water, if you're able to manage nutrient, you are going to go and it will be easier for you to sell even at a cheaper price compared to other form of irrigation. And also one very important point, and the one that I like mostly about drip irrigation, is when it comes to application of fertilizers. When it comes to application of fertilizers, you are able to apply your fertilizers through the drips. Through these drips, you are able to apply fertilizers through the fertigation process and be able to supply the fertilizers using in combining the water, irrigation water, and the drip. That cutting the cost of application. Like the one in my farm, I usually call people, come apply fertilizers, and also now that's another cost. But here you just mix it in the tank. Have a good tank, as good tower as the one that using there on the side. Mix your fertilizers in there and release it to the plant. That means you are cutting the cost of application of the fertilizer. You are hastening the application. Each and every plant will be able to get an equal share. Also, you are applying it in the right way, and it will not scorch your plant, because when you apply the fertilizer using ants, it's in a granular form and it end up touching the plant, scorching the plant, and it may kill the plant. So go for the drip irrigation and see the magic and get to know the sweeter part of farming and the interesting part of farming. It's easier. So many companies here are providing good services of drips installation, so you can check with the service provider and see which will suit you. But this is the future of farming, and this is where you'll make good farming by use of drip irrigation. But for those other farmers who have leased farm and their lease contracts are not allowing them to do drip irrigation, just continue doing your furrow irrigation and overhead irrigation until you get your own farm and do the investment, because it's an investment and it's a permanent investment. I hope you've learned something from this topic about drip irrigation. Adapt. It's very easy. It's very economical. You'll get good returns once you adopt this kind of irrigation. Check me on my other social medias at Farm with Fred on Facebook, Farm with Fred on Twitter, Farm with Fred, Instagram, Farm with Fred _, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Invite other farmers so that we can continue learning together. Bye.